Thank you for tuning in. Please stand by. Our show will begin momentarily. You are experiencing an incredibly annoying wait time. We do apologize, but again, the show will start momentarily. Please stand by. Thank you for tuning in. Please stand by. Our show will begin momentarily. You are experiencing an incredibly annoying wait time. We do apologize, but again, the show will start momentarily. Please stand by.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Popular Unknown Paintball Live. I got to be honest, I'm really enjoying that please stand by a little bit because I wait until it driving me nuts and then I hit my logo and the explosion hits and the hand just smashes right through it. And it's just like, yes. Anyway, again, welcome to the show. I think this is episode number 43, something like that, which I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. And, oh, we got Bond Chick saying incredibly annoying. Yes, it is. It's supposed to be. And we got Nikki Hannah saying, hey. So, hey, Nikki Hannah. All right. So, tonight's show, got to be honest with you, I am feeling seriously lazy. Like lazy. And I had absolutely no interest whatsoever in creating something. But truthfully, I really wanted to come online. And I've actually wanted to come online the last couple nights just to chill, hang out, talk, whatever. And so tonight's show is basically just going to be for fun. Oh, we got Tubber Rock saying hello. We got some Facebook user saying hey, so hey. And we got Bonchik saying lazy is good. So, yeah. So I put a little call out and I said to my friends, like, listen, this is all I'm doing. If somebody wants to join in, you're welcome. I sent out a few links here and there. And lo and behold, I've got a couple friends in the green room right now, and I have no idea who's going to show up next. We've got no rhyme or reason of where we're going to go, what we're going to do, what we're going to talk about, other than the fact we are going to talk about paintball. And yeah, so let's call it on. First and foremost, I have to bring in the Roo from down under. Here's Connor. Hey, Connor, how you doing?
Good, mate. Connor Kangaroo Bryant checking in.
And we've got JT from the Booney Boys. How's it going, Jay?
What's happening, brothers?
Not a whole lot.
Much,
yeah, so I have absolutely no idea where we're going with this. I do know that I want to spend a lot of time talking to the people in the comments and having like a real interactive with the viewers and not. A lot of times when I have a show, I don't get a chance to do that often because I'm always too busy talking, and I just really want to. Yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna cheat a little bit here because I'm seeing Facebook users, and I don't know what they actually the name is, and see, like that Facebook says hello, but I was trying to click on Nikki Hannah saying come back to Chicago. I want to come back to Chicago. The government won't let me. Well, that's not true. The government will let me leave, but they're going to charge me an arm and a leg trying to get back in. So, yeah. So bear with me a second, guys. I am cheating. I'm firing up the old... This okay. All right. So one of the people who said said hello was Brandon Page. We got Lex saying crap and referred it back. We got Pete Russer. Breakout. Hey, Caesar. Oh, wait, there he is. Breakout.
yeah.
I totally want to see. I can leave. I can totally leave. By the way, Caesar, if you want to join, just say so. I'll send you a link. You can come hang out. Nikki, you too. If you want to join in on the conversation, just say the word and I'll send a link. But yeah, really, like, I beg your pardon?
I was gonna say, if you're gonna break out, you might as well like do like a really good breakout and just like head south, like even really south. There's beaches, there's really good beer, there's a lot of women that love hearing out and about and and like, you know, it's sort of, we have southern biscuits and gravy, So, good old bangers and mash as well. So, definitely like swing down this way, mate.
I'm not against it. I'm totally not against it. We actually got an interesting question here. Not to change the subject, but this is too good to pass up on. What do you think of the purpose of Planet Eclipse releasing that pic of what appears to be a new LV on April Fools? Do you think it's a teaser, or do you think it's just that a prank to do a prank due to the date? I think it is fairly safe to say that was not necessarily a leak by Planet Eclipse. It was an LV, and they had taped it up to make it look like it had the airline, but that would not surprise me in the slightest if that is the next LV coming out, because it was an actual photograph of the guys playing. It wasn't Planet Eclipse that released it, as I understand it. I could be completely wrong. People are welcome to chime in.
Well,
by the way, we got Pete Russell saying South Australia.
Yeah. I know
one of your
Pete
friends,
really,
Connor.
really well. Yeah, I know Pete really well. He lives over in the States now, running the field there. I think he's at Oklahoma.
Nice.
And he, the first thing I remember when I actually first met Pete was he came to a field up here in Coffs at Karangi, which was like a complete and utter bushball field, and he had the white foxtail attached to the back of his JTs, but his JT only had the nose bridge and then half of the goggles covering him, and it'd be like you'd see him sort of sitting there, and he goes, "Oh, check this out, Connor," and he starts like flicking his teeth out because he I was just like, "Oh, holy crap." And he goes, yeah, I got shot in the mouth and it blew a couple of my teeth out. And that was just like the coolest thing ever. Like being a young kid and just like watching him do that, we were just like, yeah. But
that's
ripper of a bloke.
Every third person in Canada with hockey, even the girls.
Yeah.
Right, Jeff?
Yep. Not saying anything.
See?
I got all mine. I haven't shot them out.
Yeah. You still got all your chicklets?
Pete, a big props and a big shout out, because like he also encouraged a lot of like my sister and her friends to actually start coming and playing paintball. So it's sort of, he's literally one of the players from down under, one of many. Really, really good, awesome bloke.
Nice. Okay, we got Kevin Kuzmiak saying, "Hey, it's the Moose and Skippy show," which is kind of funny. But what's also funny is we've got Kevin Command Show saying "Poppets Forever." So I've got two people in YouTube named Kevin, which I don't have a lot of viewers that are watching in YouTube. So I just find that funny that I have two viewers and they're both named Kevin right now.
Just sort of circling back to that question about the LV teaser.
Sure,
I know
that one.
Yes, that that photo that was taken was by the Sandbaggers that were playing. They're like the Planet Eclipse factory techs, and like that's their factory team. And when you actually look at the photo as they're playing through the match, you actually kind of see the guy looking at the camera, and he's sort of posted behind his barricade, but he's purposely showing this LV off, minus the little air tube between the front grip. I couldn't actually see whether it was, but that's the rumored like redesign of the LV that the airline's deleted, the new front grip's different, even the trigger frame and everything is a little bit more bulkier in your hand kind of thing for a bit of added comfort. But I mean, even when Planet Eclipse was teasing the LV 1.6, they put it out and that it had like the CS2 Pro shaft kit with the carbon fiber, and I don't think it was until like the paintball shot show sort of thing that they really unveiled it. And one of the biggest differences was that they made the solenoid rebuildable, because on most LVs, if your solenoid goes, you just rip it out, throw it away, put a new one in, and that just became quite expensive. But they actually sell the rebuild kits and everything like that for the LV 1.6 solenoid now, rather than actually having to turf it.
Right.
So I think that might be their way of like, it's in the works. This is probably the first prototype that they've come out and letting the sandbaggers unveil it. But I really think that they're about to do it, because everyone's like, you know, if they're at an LV 1.6, they haven't got enough numbers until they've got to go up again. So it's sort of, you know, I really reckon that they're going to bring another one out.
Yeah, I think I agree 100%.
But I mean, pop it for life.
Look
What
who
is
we
going
got.
on, everybody?
Hey, Mr. Fred in the house.
How you guys doing?
Fantastic. Oh, we got Robert Hansen saying evening, gents. Hey, Rob.
What's
going on, Robert? So now you're Connor Kangaroo Bryant, huh?
Yeah, because we're trying to get Steve to go Steve Moose McGuire. So we're just trying to get that to stick.
I got it. I thought it was because you were hopping on everything, but I got it now. I understand.
Yeah.
So I won't go where the moose thing is, though. So.
Well, I actually, everybody's been bugging me like crazy, like just unbelievably crazy. And so I actually did what's it called? I actually did a survey, and the survey is actually taken a lot of got a lot of traction.
Attention.
Yeah, attention. There we go.
No problem.
Bear with me 1 second here. While I'm talking
here.
to you, I can't actually see what you guys are doing, because I'm actually on Facebook, because I'm going to do something cool and techie. So let me just.
Did you see my comment yesterday, Fred, when you were talking about the band and the lineup, that I commented and said, oh, instead of the band, because you got all the OGs on the team, it should be like the 12 apostles of paintball?
No, I missed that. You know, things were moving pretty quick last night. It was a pretty good show. Actually, I think we're oh, go ahead, Steve. I don't want to take over.
No, talk away.
Oh, I was just going to say, you know, we're at something like 940 views from last night's show. So, and we haven't even hit 24 hours yet. So
yeah, but you shared it 130 times.
Not me. Not me. I shared it maybe 6 times.
You've got 130 shares, dude.
Really?
Yes.
Do I really?
Yes, you do. 130. I didn't even know there was that many paintball places on Facebook.
Hey, buddy, let me tell you, I share it to the Booney Boys. I share it to Constant Pursuit. I don't even share it to your place. You know that?
Well, you can. I made you administrator.
Oh, no. I know you. I just don't want to clutter up your site with it. That's all.
Nah,
you know?
man, go ahead.
Nah,
I gave you administrator for a reason.
I know you did, and you're a good friend. You are right. 130 shares.
Yep.
Holy crap. 900. What is it? 900. Let me get my glasses on. You guys.
Do you want me to call it up? Do you want me to call it up on my screen?
You sure can. 964 views, 160 comments, and 130 shares so far.
All right. Well, because I'm your tech guy, I have access. So if we call up
964 views, that's not bad. We haven't hit 24 hours yet, you know.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
so
when you guys are playing,
he's gonna say because he was on. So you know, I'm all ready for that. That's not a problem with me.
So there we go. So yeah, there we go. It's got 400. You got a reach of 4,500. You've got 204 comments. Wait a second. I'm looking.
I don't even have that.
That's March. That's March 9th. All right.
Okay.
So here we are. We're at 300.
Guy, will you?
Hey, I think you pegged March 9th as an announcement, so it always stays at the top. But that being said, 130 shares right there.
Yep.
And if we go into the insights, post engagement 1,288, people reached 3,103, and you've had 964 views.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all right.
Should hit 1,000 by 24 hours. I hope. That's because I had Steve on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
saying. You might not believe it, Connor, but he's a draw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that.
Otherwise, I'd only have 962.
Why is Jeff being so quiet?
I too many things to say. I just can't do it.
Dude, you got to start
Let's
throwing
go,
elbows.
JT.
Oh,
No.
Jeff, that's fine.
It's like being
trying to be-
around
I'm try-
Andrew or
Trying to
Andy
be polite. Trying to
and
be polite.
Martin. It's like being around Andy Martin. You just got to start throwing elbows.
Yeah,
Get into
that's it. This is like hockey
I'm
when
on
we all
because
get together.
Bobby was supposed to be on, and I thought Andy was supposed to be on, so that's why I joined. But whatever. They left me out hanging. So
Well,
They're still great guys, though. They're the best. All you guys are the best. Booney boys.
well, they can still join in at any time. They'll just pop up in the green room. So,
Oh.
Booney Boys, if you're out there,
Bobby's
You've
out
got-
there. He said he's not dressed, so
well, he's
whatever.
never dressed.
I know that's what I said. Like, whatever. You don't have to
You know,
put on pants for this show.
Steve never stands up. All you ever see is his shirt.
Is that
I
a
think
dare?
that would be a viewer question is like, is Steve wearing pants during this like podcast?
I
Or
am.
is he rocking El Natural?
No. I'm wearing pants, and I'm actually wearing vintage pants, vintage paintball pants. 1 second. You got to check this out.
Don't
No
know that
rules
we
tonight, we're
have
just
to
having
check
fun.
this out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's it. Lift that shirt up. Yeah.
Ah,
baby.
there you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at
Now
him.
we just need like the handprint on the butt somewhere,
Yeah. Yeah.
like on the Ali Remembered jerseys.
There you
and
go, yeah.
whatnot.
Da, 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 da.
You can leave your head on.
That was great, Steve. Right on, buddy.
Hey, you wanted to see my ass, so there you go. But these are actually
Connor.
Yeah. I was sitting there going, yeah, that's
Yeah,
it, baby.
yeah.
Lift that leg.
You've been dreaming about that all night now.
$1 due. Give him $1 due.
dues, making it rain. Because
These are-
$20 dues is $20 dues.
these
I
are
love it.
actually sent to me by a listener before World Cup because I needed a pair of pants, and I was complaining how there's no really good vintage pants anymore. And he says, "Well, I've got a pair that are like new, out of the package, raised pants." And I'm like, "Oh yeah," and he sent them as a gift. He goes, "Just got to make sure that you wear them." So they're like my favorite pants ever. And so when I'm sitting doing podcasts 9 times out of 10, I'm
Very
wearing
cool.
paintball pants and I'm
Very
wearing the
cool.
rays.
Robert Hansen says someone should give Steve $1 for that.
Yeah.
Making
My
it rain.
my PayPal account is,
Yeah.
and I'm not above that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, Connor, show off your new jersey, because that's a special
yeah.
deal. You were telling me a story. Tell everybody. This is cool.
Alrighty. So I've got that's like my sort of jersey from I don't know if you guys can really see that.
Very
but
nice. Oh, yeah. See it
awesome.
perfect. Yeah, very
They're
cool.
they're one of Australia's premier teams. It's an Anthrax jersey. Me and one other person are the only ones that aren't exactly like that play for Raw or on their roster. And I got one because the fact that I've known the captain for many, many years of that team. And I've also been fixing his markers and stuff for him. I actually just waiting on some parts at the moment for a JT Impulse. I just need the little pneumatic line. It's the only one in the country. And I've been doing that, fixing that stuff for him. He was actually one of the guys that young 14-year-old Connor, 15, always coming down to his paintball field, watching the guys play. And he's so, here's the marker and don't tell your mum and go play a few rounds. So
Very cool.
that's sort of how I got one of their jerseys. But yeah, it's really nice. For Anthrax, as always, makes really good quality stuff. And I just love my player number and all of that, because that's the number you dial when the shite hits the fan. And usually they call Connor and be like, "Hey, my gun's not working." Or, sorry, marker. My marker's not working.
There
Please
you
make
go.
it
There you
again."
go, baby.
So
Oh, we got Robert Hansen saying, so we have Moose and Fred. Thanks a lot, Rob.
see,
You should have
same
never
place.
started that. You know how that stuff grows, man.
I know. I do.
Next picture, he's going to be like this, you know.
yeah.
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure I ordered a Stronghold shirt, but I haven't heard a
and
thing.
You know what?
Zach's,
Yeah,
Zach's asking
and I-
about it as well.
As a matter of fact, I can walk right over here and get his. I was going to send it to Steve because, I sent Steve a little box up there. I don't know what it costs to send stuff from Canada down here, but I sent Steve a little box. It was like, what, $52? Something like
Yeah.
that. So I got everybody in Canada that I was giving a shirt to. I was going to put them all together with Steve's and send them all at one time because it doesn't matter about the weight going up there. It matters about the size of the box. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, they were
but
asking
Jeff,
about
I've got
they were
yours
asking
sitting
about
right over here.
payments.
It's done and it's all packaged. What's that?
They were asking about payments. Do we have anything set up for that yet?
No, actually, probably just put it on my PayPal account.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
I tried to set up another PayPal account, but then I got to open another bank account to do it. And I wanted to open the bank account in both our names. And I can't, it's hard because you're up in Canada. Now, if you were down here and you could walk in with me and we could sit down and sign it together, it'd be a piece of cake.
Gotcha.
And and seeing I go with Bank of the West and seeing Bank of the West isn't up in Bank of the North, I guess. So
fair enough.
that was a problem altogether. But
Well, you'll have to flick me some dates for that.
Yeah, as far as Jeff goes, so you don't have to send me any money. I've already got one. I was sending it to you anyhow.
No.
No. Anybody that sends me hickory potato sticks gets a damn jersey. Let me tell you. Those, I'll tell you what's funny. It was a little bag. And he sent me some candy and stuff. I started eating them, right? Well, man, I just
Hickory
love them, right? So, yeah. Oh God, they're so good. So I go to my wife. I go check these out. So I give her a little handful, right? So she's sitting there, and then she goes, "These are great. Give me some of those, right?" And I'm just sitting there with the empty bag because I wiped them things out like they weren't even there. So then I go to Walmart. I go, well, I'll go get you some more. Don't panic on me. Don't leave me. So anyhow, we go to Walmart, and you can buy because I used to get those all the time. They're called shoestring potato chips, and anyhow. You can get them, but you can't get them in the hickory flavor. And the hickory flavor is what I loved most.
Yeah, you can't get them in the States. They're only in Canada. All the stuff I sent you is not available in the U.S. So
that'd be a good reason I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Now, there might be a case of those for you sitting here. Somebody on the team said, I'm getting Fred a case of those. So
those
if we get down to Monte Casino, if the border's open, there'll be one for you.
Oh, God, I hope you guys can come down for that. Even if you got to sneak across, well, you can come across. You got to sneak back.
We can get across. It's getting back. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the real issue is getting back.
Yeah, wow.
Getting down there is easy.
I know my wife loved those. Oh boy, I got to tell you, it's like my first wife. She comes running in the house and she goes, "I won the lottery. I won the lottery. Pack your clothes." I go, "All right." I said, "Should I pack for warm or cold weather?" She goes, "I don't care. Just get the hell out." So that's how I met this wife. So, and I'm happy. And she loved them chips. Believe me. And the Booney Boys, I got to tell you guys real quick, everybody. Steve's a Booney Boy too.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. And that has got to be, the Blasters and the Booney Boys and the Ironmen are probably three of the best team people I've ever met in paintball. They are just nothing short of outstanding, always very good for the sport and great players too. You too, Steve, you're okay. But always great players. Yeah, you're number one with me too, buddy. It just, I just wanted to say that. I know it's your show, but I think that much of the teams I just mentioned and the people that are on them, so they deserve mentioning.
All right. So tonight's rules. This is not my show. This is our show. We're just hanging out. I want to talk as much to the people that make comments. So everybody comment up. But I just want to hang out today. Like I didn't want to have a structure. I didn't want to have a plan. I just wanted to shoot the breeze, and he runs away. Love you, Fred.
Well,
and Robert Hansen saying trying to make the game.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a
that'd be
blast.
neat.
Nice.
Well,
I don't know if you can mail it that way, but hey, we'll take it.
Just
Well-
to show you that it was over there.
Oh, I believe
So-
you, Fred. I know you're a man of your word. Don't.
I've had it, but the problem that we've had is, I wanted to get a PayPal account with a separate, just because I use my PayPal account for my business.
Right.
I run my business through it. So I didn't want to run stuff through it either. And then there's certain people I just wanted to give some to. Steve knows that. There's certain people I just wanted to go ahead and give some to because I feel that they deserve one. Period. And Jeff, you're one of them. I want to give a couple more to a couple more Booney Boys too that I think of quite a bit of. So I'll get it all together. I'll put them all in one package and I'll send them up because I've got Steve's and I've got his son Cord's also. And
Well, you can send them all to Steve. It's fine. I know where he lives.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to probably do is send them all to Steve. And then, because, I got to send him some meat sticks too. He's been whining like a little girl.
Matter of fact, the team bus that we might be buying, well, not really, but I sent it to the boys last night. Did you see that picture, Steve?
I did. I loved everything about that horrible piece of crap. Hold on a second. You talk about it. I'm going to call it up.
Even has the skull logo on the hood. It was awesome.
yeah, man.
It's like a 1980s shaggin' wagon, something or other Ford. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, okay, there's the team bus. We could logo that up and drive it down to Monte Casino.
See. I'm all for that. Like, tacky.
We used to have
better.
a hearse. We used to have an old hearse. We called it the riot wagon.
There's a place actually halfway between mine and Steve's place that sells used hearse. And
right?
I'd love to get something like that.
I played in a rock and roll band when I was younger, and we had the hearse, and that's what we used to transport equipment stuff around. And I started bringing it home, staying at my mom's house, and I'd bring it home. And after the first week, she wouldn't even sleep. She just told me I couldn't park it in the driveway anymore. So I had to talk my neighbor into it, and it sat over there for a couple of weeks, and finally he said it was unnerving him. So we ended up getting rid of it. So.
Connor. I have to ask, what's the Bush Pigs? Is that paintball related?
Yes, that is a bush ball team down here, the Bush Pigs, and they're El Capitano. His nickname is Yeti, and the Bush Pigs is sort of Australia's sort of number one premier bush ball team. It's funny because I also ride a motorcycle. And wearing my leather vest over it, and I don't have any patches or anything like that, but it's got like Bush Pigs down the arm. And I got pulled over by the coppers, and they were going, "Oh, so what are the Bush Pigs? Are they a new MC in town, are they?" And I was like, "No, it's a paintball team." And this police officer was a little bit cocky and all over my eyes, mate. I know a bikie club when I see it. And I was just like, no, literally. And I got off the bike, took my helmet off and all of that, and pulled out my phone and went on Facebook and typed in the Bush Pigs. And I said, see, it's a paintball team. And but that was the only reason why he pulled me over. I wasn't speeding, doing anything wrong. Just they thought I was like part of like a bikie club.
That happened to us one time too. What's going on, Bobby? Yeah, Constant Pursuit. We had our team,
on, buddy.
We had the skull on the back of our jackets, right? And it said Constant Pursuit. Well, there was a carnival. We went to a tournament back east someplace, and there was a carnival. So I thought, hell, we'll all go to the carnival. So we all got our jackets on. Next thing I know, there must have been 50 cops there. Because that's exactly what they thought too. As we were a biker group pulling in and I told them, I said, look around. I said, how many bikes? I said, you think we all got here on one? So, come on, buddy. We piled up. Yeah, that was an interesting night too. Believe me.
Okay, I gotta show you guys this. It's gonna overlap everybody, but this is the shaggin' wagon they was talking about as a potential Booney Boys bus. So check that out.
Oh, that is so cool.
Is that not the most hideous thing ever? Like, it's the best.
So cool.
And then it's actually got the doghouse on the back, which is just a riot. But this is the best part. Check the grill out. Now you can't see it, but they've got like a Rolls Royce and whatnot.
It does.
There's an actual skull right there, which is like Booney Boy So yeah.
I got to tell you,
That-
Jeff, you got class, buddy.
I know, right?
That reminds me of like the RV out of bloody Stripes or whatever. You know, all the weapon systems are about to deploy out
Urban
of
That's
it.
assault
that's the
vehicle.
exact one in Stripes.
Yeah.
We're past the bus thing. We've been looking into an airplane lately. So
Yeah, true. There wasn't. I don't think it had an
Helicopter.
engine, but there was an airplane.
we have a pilot. One of the
We do
Booty
have a
Boys
pilot.
actually
We do have a
does
pilot.
fly. So yeah, I really listen. I've driven my time of 30, 40-hour trips going to paintball places. I think it's time I start flying. I'm too old for this shit.
There you go. There you go.
Paintball
A
class.
helicopter, man. They could pick each one of you up that way too. You know, all at different places. You know, Kenny
Kevin
Stewart
Camacho
just
said
chimed
that
in
was-
too.
Kevin Comanche said that was paintball classy, and Kenny Stewart said everything Connor touches is golden. Absolutely. And we got
Thanks,
Zach, who's saying very jealous on Connor's accent. He would get all the ladies down south. Zach, by the way, is members only, and he's got a really strong Southern accent. He works for the Air Force. He does some pretty cool stuff. So we're talking about planes.
Yeah, nice.
Is this a super game chat topic? Just trying to catch up. None of us, I think, are going to super game,
No.
but if there's anybody that is in the chat that's going, by all means, ask. And if somebody's watching, maybe somebody will chime in. Who knows? There's
You
no
know, I
rules
was-
tonight.
I was going to go up there. It's like a 9-hour drive from here. I was going to go up there, but then I decided to do the World Cup instead. So
Like we're in 100% lockdown right now. There's
Yeah.
no Caesar. I got my gun back from Caesar the other day, and he's like, "Have you fired it yet?" And I'm like, "I can't fire it. Like, where am I going to fire it?" You know?
he sent me mine. This is it. He redid it and did the whole thing and sent it to me. And then he asked me, he goes, "Did you fire it yet?" Well, Bill Bailey's got my barrel.
Yeah,
Well, you
And,
know, it's a cocker thread, right? You can pretty much put anything on there.
Steve filled me on that, you know. And I'm sure I got cocker barrels out in the garage, but I got to go dig them out.
Yeah, but those would be
Oh,
too
damn
big a
this.
bore. You'd want to use your Mac Dev barrel.
Yeah, he's Bill's actually bringing the sleeves to put inside them bad boys. So I can use the regular 68 and then put a sleeve in because, I mean, if these balls getting any smaller, we're going to be shooting peas,
Airsoft.
Yeah,
50 cal.
yeah, 50 cal.
50 cal.
This was some of the paint that we were using for our 3-man on the weekend, and it was like absolute pouring down, like not heavy or anything, but it was just constant drizzle and raining. And with all of that, and because it was overcast, you could not see these things flying through the air because they're purple. And the brand name is Spino, and I'm not sure
What size
who
are
made
they?
it.
What size?
These ones are, when I sized them, were 6'8", 6'5". So
That's not bad.
It's good size, yeah.
That's
yeah.
what we used to shoot.
So
Yeah.
Connor, you didn't really. I haven't heard you talking much about that tournament, but you guys won that one, yes?
yes, and
Congratulations.
Thank you. We pretty much overall, because we play round robin and split deck, that even though there was 4 semi-pro teams and about there was 1 AMS team and then the rest were all pro, overall we came 3rd across the day, but in our division we took out 1st. Very hard fought. There was probably 2 pro teams that we got clean sweeps on, playing down in semis. And yeah, it was just a really great day, despite the fact that it was like a slip and slide. It was the most fun you could have with your clothes on. But
So that's basically
yeah.
open class then, eh?
yeah, pretty much we verse everyone, more so because just the time factor. And rather than
That's
over
what I
trying
used
to
to
set
like
up,
about the old NPPL setup, right? Is I mean, one of my first times playing in the US on a tour of NPPL, first game that I turned around and played in the States was at an MPPL event where I was playing against Bad Company and the guys at who else back then? Navarone.
Nice.
God, way back, right? So,
Wolverines.
Constant Pursuit, yeah,
Constant
Ironman.
Pursuit,
well, I didn't get to play you guys back then.
Lords of Discipline.
Yeah,
No.
the Lords.
We played the Ironman a couple times. That was fun as a see, that's what I think they kind of missed with all this new kind of playing that's going on. And I understand it's a different thing altogether. But you would walk in as an amateur or a novice after playing against the pro team, and it was hilarious.
Oh
right?
yeah.
But you learn real fast when you're in that position, right? And you understand, and you also have to realize that, as amateurs or novice or people watching the pro ranks, if they're really into the sport, they're really watching the pros. They watch how each individual plays, where they play on the field. And it's just like, regular sports for other people where they know every player on that team, where they usually generally play, how they play, and you get to learn it. And because you kind of look up to these people, and then when you start to get higher and higher and you start to get the one of the best things about that kind of deal is you get to kind of grind hands with the pros. And that's part of the reason why we ended up playing with Fred, is because we had chances to actually, and events to actually be able to hang out with the pros and talk to the pros. We're the Bushwhackers, we were back in '95 hanging out with them, and we learned a lot from the pros just by watching and talking to them. And they were back then, I find it that they were a little more eager to show you and to kind of get you in.
I'll definitely agree with that.
Well, you guys were a pleasure to have play on Constant Pursuit. I just absolutely loved it, and you guys played great too. You really did.
Hell yeah,
and you got to realize,
beat me up for years to get to that point.
Yeah, where I was lucky was, when we practiced, when we all started, Constant Pursuit was one of the first pro teams out there also, and the Ironmen were right by us, so that's who we practiced against all the time, was the Ironmen and the Black Diamonds. And then we went down. We actually beat Navarone, and Navarone they were the bomb when we started. They were the best team out there. Andy Greenwald was their captain. Just a great guy. He passed away now. But so I was pretty blessed when it came to who did I get to play against, or who did I know how they play? I knew how the Ironmen played backwards and forwards, because that's who we practiced with every week, was CP Absolutely. And the Ironmen. And then when I went up to Skyball, and I just wanted to try something different, and I talked to you guys, after I watched you play, I thought you guys played great. And then I sat and talked to you guys, the Boonie Boys, everybody, that's what I'm talking about. And you guys were just, you were first class. I like the way you came across. I like the way you acted off the field, win, lose, or draw. You kept it to yourself no matter how much you hated somebody else. And that's why I thought, that would be so cool to put a Canadian team and an American team and go do some of these things. And I got to tell you, it was a pleasure for this kid. It really, really was. I absolutely loved it.
I got to interrupt for just 1 second. We got a really cool comment from Michael Paul Bryant, and said, shout out to my grandfather, who was one of the original forest surveyors who used markers and to my local legend, Dan Bonebreak, who grew my city's local paintball scene and was always trying to grow the sport by supporting players. I had to give that a shout out. But anyway, continue on. Cool. I thought that was super cool. So thank you, Michael, for bringing that up.
Yeah, Fred, you brought up, thanks. We appreciate everything that you've done for us, and playing with you and obviously outside of the field antics were different stories that we don't share on the internet.
I was crazy back then too. Believe me, I could tell you stories, but not
He's
live,
still crazy. He's still crazy. Just so we're clear. Jeff, JT will back me up on this. He's still crazy.
I love it.
I'm married, so I've settled down.
She's crazy too. I've met her.
Well,
but, you know,
She's awesome, by the way. That's not an insult. It's a compliment, but crazy
Thanks,
in the best of ways.
thanks. Yeah, well, you know, she does it for me. You know, we
Check,
but
please.
we turn around and I like playing. You know, I mean, that's the whole purpose of getting into paintball. I enjoy playing it, and even in the tournament scene, you know, at a certain degree, things kind of there was a lot of things going on in the background of paintball that just shouldn't have been there outside of the tournaments, right?
Yeah.
We'll place it that way, and you know, it's frustrating. You know, teams, you'd know certain teams or certain players that you'd have to hit a couple times. You know, otherwise they have some sensory issues with their bodies, not understanding when they've been hit.
Yep.
So
yep.
you
Then
have
they
to hit
crawl.
them a couple more times, right?
Yeah.
And
Like, I don't know that it was never about winning for us. Like, it was always for fun. Like, sure, if you won something, it was nice, but I don't know why it ever, any sport, I don't care what it is, but why it becomes win at all costs, I don't understand that. I don't know. It's not in our DNA.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's absolutely true. You know, I never mind getting beat by somebody that, you know, was a decent team to beat us, but getting beat by guys that would cheat just did nothing but piss me off up, down, and sideways. And you know, I won't name any names, but I can tell you guys that, you know, a lot of first place teams were really not first place.
But Fred, see, but there's the difference in the way that we felt a lot of times is we knew what was going on, and a lot of teams turned around and knew what was going on, and they decided, well, you either join them or get beat by them, and you know, we're kind of proud to turn around and not have to deal with that. You know, we it wouldn't make me a better player to turn around and get hit, wipe it off, and continue playing on, because at the end of the day, I left my shoulder out too far, or I looked over the top of the bunker when I shouldn't have. I made the mistake, right? That's how I got hit.
That's absolutely right.
Own it up, and next time, don't do it.
Well, to me, you know, if you got to cheat to win, you didn't win. Not at all. You know, you might have got the trophy, but you're not a winner in my book, you know. And like I say, you know, Bobby, I go way back in this. You know, I mean, my very first tournament that we actually won was a Masters, and we were beat by a team called I can't remember the name of it now. Part of them ended up being Aftershock. But you know, we got
more to discipline.
That's it. And it was a 15-man tournament, and we were at Lively. This is actually where I met Tim Schloss from Tiger Stripe, because he watched the whole thing. And you know, the girl that my guy goes and pulls the flag and goes to run it, and she stops him. She goes, "Hold it, let me check you." Well, when she stops him, they light him up. Well, now he's hit for sure. And they take the flag and put it back. And we ended up losing that tournament. I think we took second or third or something like that, just because of that. Well, come to find out, after they're giving out the trophies and everything like that, we're sitting there and she's hanging out with the guy. You know, her boyfriend was on that team. And that's when Tim Schloss came up to me and he goes, "Let me tell you, buddy," he says, "you guys got ripped in that." Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. Play at all costs. That's why I like the blasters. You know, you go to New York and the World Cup and you got the blasters. These guys can be your best buddy, but man, they see you do some crap out there and you are out of there right now. You and whoever is close to you, they'll pull them too. You know what?
Yes,
and that's how I think it should be. You know,
you do not mess with the blasters.
Nope. And that's why I like the Boonie Boys, because I watched them up there. Yeah, no cheating whatsoever. And I never had cheaters on my team. I would never have cheaters on my team. They'd be gone.
When I moved out west, that was before the Boonie Boys hooked up with you guys, Fred. I was playing on a team out of Alberta, Team Havoc.
Great team, by the way.
Yeah, early 90s, and we were the the captain of that team, Greg Hughes, was like, if you cheated, you weren't on the team. That just, there was no ifs, ands, or buts. We weren't doing that, and that was because we did have a few sponsors. Budor would come to some of the tournaments that we were at, and if you're playing in front of,
watching tonight.
Yeah, he's watching
exactly.
right now.
Budor's watching.
If you're playing in front of Bud, you don't
Yeah,
cheat. I mean, you whatever. Like this, it's not about the winning.
It isn't. You shouldn't cheat anyhow. I just, like I say, there's a million times, especially being Fred Schultz. Believe it or not, back in the day, I would get wrapped with something, and the ref would come over and go, "That just grazed you, Fred." I go, "No, that's a hit," and I would take myself out. Never would I cheat the other team, because I would go home and I'd sit there all night and think about that. Man, I screwed that guy that actually made a hell of a good shot. I could never do that, and I've kicked 2 guys, and all the time, all the people I've picked in paintball, I've only kicked 2 guys off a team that I heard were cheating. I didn't see them, but other people told me that they had seen them doing it, and I got rid of them. 2 guys out of everybody I've ever picked. And that's why the Booney Boys, I had them guys, and the 5 guys I took, shit, we never got to practice together either, did we, Bobby? Nope. It was go play, period. There was no practicing involved. If we'd have practiced, we'd probably been a great group, man. But we never could do it.
Gotta say, Kevin Camacho said, "Can't say I've never bonus balled a cheater." I don't think anybody on this panel can say that they've never done that. I know for a fact I've done it a few times.
Yep.
I mean, now that they got video nowadays and whatnot, and most of the there's a lot of eyes on that field now.
Yep.
Video wise, that really competition wise,
Well, Bobby, that's how they caught a couple of them back in the day, is when people started actually videoing from the sidelines. That's how they started catching them.
Yeah.
It's just like that. Then you can't say, no, I didn't get hit. Oh yeah, well, look at this, So
there are there's I won't say gray areas, but there are like pack shots. I mean, obviously you got your pack sticking out and one just ticks you. You may not turn around and feel that. That's understandable if you have a ref there.
Yep, that's different.
That's great, But I mean, if you're turning around and getting hit, and you can see the flinch, right?
Yeah. Yep. I can't tell you how many guys I've shot in the chest, and what do? They get down and start crawling, right? Well, then the ref will go over and check them. Well, yeah, there's nothing there but dirt now. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I can't tell you stories because I don't want to name any names, but I could tell you stories you wouldn't even believe. And some of these guys had it down to an absolute art.
And this is the problem. And this is the problem back in that era, to be honest, is you can believe them because you've seen them, and you saw stuff that you were like, are you really? Are you serious? And it really took for a lot of, I feel for a lot of people, as soon as it hit a certain degree where you had to pummel a guy in order to get him out, right? And that's where it kind of got overkill for reason.
You run that risk of getting pulled or like having a penalty thrown for overshooting.
Well, I like the 1-for-1.
Look who else we got.
When the ref does a 1-for-1, I love it.
But look who else we've got watching.
Mike, how you doing, buddy?
Talk about paintball royalty. I mean, Bud and Mike. I mean, that's just.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yep. Absolutely. I get the pleasure of playing with these guys next month. It's going to be cool as hell. Yeah, the band. Absolutely, the band, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for mostly is I can't wait for things to open up in Canada because
You're killing me every time you talk about it.
I'll mention it quick. I just want to come up there and play paintball with you guys. I want to do that West Sega Beach thing with you guys.
Yes.
Oh yeah. You know what? You'd love it, man.
I know I will. And I just love coming up there and playing alongside you guys.
People too, so they're really great to get along.
Amazing. The owners of that field are incredible. Yeah,
it's a cool field too, huh?
It's super cool.
It's amazing. It's an amazing facility.
They're trying to keep it going with all this stuff and all this closed down in Canada. It's pretty exhausting over here with all this right now.
Last weekend they were supposed to have Last
When
week,
is
the
canceled.
big game is in August.
In August.
Well, the last one was Frosty's Revenge. It was canceled or postponed. There was supposed to be a Feed the Needy big game that was supposed to happen 2
Last
weeks
weekend.
ago.
Yeah.
That got canceled. And that's a really cool one, by the way. Like, if you can make it up, Fred Schultz, for next year for that, do it.
I would love it.
Because that big game, what they do is all the proceeds goes to a village in the Dominican Republic. And
Oh, very cool.
and they've been feeding thousands of dollars for these Feed the Needy for the last few years, and it's literally this village that Paintball built. Now, Donna, through her church and whatnot, a few other people have donated, but the lion's share has come from paintballers, and I think that's just one of the coolest stories out there right now, is that there's a village in the Dominican Republic that paintballers, through donations, through big games, have created. Like I think it's a well and a school, and but yeah, like it's the village that Paintball built.
Yeah, I just want to come up to to be with the guys that I got to play with 25 years ago. That's what I want to do.
We're also
win, lose, or draw. Period. Just have a damn good time and go pig out someplace.
There's a lot of great players out here up in Canada. Ontario. There's some store owners that have been around, Trevor, and some of these guys have been around for ages. That used to play in the tournament scene, and a great bunch of guys that kind of, it's like everything else. It's nice to have the community, right? That is always there, right? You can take your time, as you know. Sometimes you need time in life to kind of go out and do your own thing, but when you come back, it's like a lot of these guys are like, like yourself, haven't seen you in ages. Come back in, brother. Hey, and it's so welcoming.
Yeah, it was. When I came back in, I was actually surprised. When I got out, I actually had a gold claim, so I spent a lot of time up there dredging, and paintball kind of, I actually got sick of the politics too in paintball. When I finally dropped out for a while, the politics was just driving me crazy. Being sponsored, I was sponsored up the butt. I've got the sponsors expecting this of you. The people that you go to expect this of you. Your team expects this of you. It was just one thing after another. And then when you do something for one guy, another guy would hate you. I did the TV shows. I can't tell you how many people call me and go, "Oh man, you damn show off." Yeah, I just took all kinds of heat for just no reason whatsoever. And I just got sick of it. Now that I'm back in it, it seems it's a different grade of people that are playing right now. But I connect with the old guys, like you guys, man, and it's a supercharged to me. But I have
to say I'm pretty honored to be considered one of the old guys of paintball.
Well, you're still a kid.
Oh, wait a second, you're still in here. I'm sorry, I forgot.
You put the kid to bed.
Sorry, Connor, I didn't see you there. I forgot to take you out a while ago.
No, it was a pleasure to come back. It really, really was.
Right, hold on.
And connecting with everybody, and then the band next month. The band. These are all my old sponsors, all my old friends. It is just absolutely cool as heck. So I cannot wait. Looking forward to it.
Hey, Kenny Stewart, mention if you want. If you're not busy, I'll send you a link if you want to join in, because Kenny Stewart's like a really cool guy.
He's an absolutely great guy.
So if he wants to come on, he's welcome.
He has a general paintball museum for everybody out there.
Yeah.
And he just moved from Kentucky up to Michigan.
So he's like 5 hours away from me.
Yeah. What's funny is when I first seen him, I had him on my show. When I first had him on, I thought he was in a store. He had glass cases with guns and all over the walls and everything. Yep. I thought, wow, this guy's shooting it from a store. But nope, that was his place. So now he moved up to Michigan. I guess I told him, I said, the snow must not have been deep enough down there in Kentucky. So
speaking of snow, I should have walked outside this morning. My goodness.
Yep. Yeah, we got for you guys, it'd be 3 inches or 2 inches, something like this much.
Yeah.
Wide.
Yeah. It's way too much. Way too much.
It's gone now, but
it was all gone, but still.
I just speaking of Kenny Stewart,
I think Mother Nature got high on 420 and was feeling it.
Dumped
today.
on us. Yep. Speaking of Kenny Stewart, he mentioned something earlier I wanted to circle back to, and that is there's a group on Facebook smashing the boom treatment, calling it snake oil. I think they are just jealous. I will tell you right
great.
now that it's fantastic. More importantly, and I know I've showed this off a little bit too much, but I literally had this gun, which is one of Caesar's Ultra Shockers. It's one of 15, and it's been fully treated, and it's had the boom treatment and whatnot. And I literally had it at the Smart Parts, or sorry, not Smart Parts, my apologies, the Shocker booth. And Russell Jackson was testing it, and Caesar was right beside me. So the three of us were standing there, and they attached the gears on it, or not the gears, but the gauges on it to make sure that to see what it was. And this is actually operating at about 15%, not 50%, 9%. Anyway, regardless, it's operating at a lower percentage than stock, but everything in this is stock. It's just all been treated properly. It's not snake oil. It works.
Yeah, but Steve, anybody that puts something like that out there and it's a great product, you're always going to get somebody that hates it.
Oh, I agree.
That's just how it is, and jealousy kills just a lot of things, but jealousy in paintball to me absolutely sucks. I'm jealous of nobody. I love Bud Orr. And I envy Bud Orr, but am I jealous of Bud Orr? No. I love the guy like a brother, but I am just very happy for his success, and his product was absolutely fabulous. And that's the same way with Caesar's stuff. So
Right.
You're going to get people out there that can't do it. They're going to go, "Oh, that stuff sucks." Well, yeah, it sucks because you can't do it. Maybe, huh? Maybe if you did it, it wouldn't suck. So that's stuff like that's politics. That's right there what I'm talking about. I just don't like anything to do with that.
100% agree. Like,
Huh, Bobby?
I've been using
It's money.
I've been using Ultra Silk Down Under, and along with the Boom Juice, and the grease on my LV, and I've been using it consistently for like the last 9 months, and I haven't had anything like one of the biggest things that they're saying is that the grease or whatever chews your O-rings out because it's got 0.3% of petroleum in it or whatever, but the new formula stuff doesn't. And I'm sort of sitting there going, well, what are your O-rings made of? It's a petroleum byproduct. Yep. It's not going to chew anything. And even on my LV, I've been putting cases through it consistently every weekend.
Wear and tear will eat it faster.
Yeah.
Especially at the level that these guns run at now.
Yep.
The wear and tear, it's not even a factor. At the end of the day, it's not even a factor of whether it damages the O-rings or not. The O-rings are being damaged straight out by wear and tear. So is that extra little bit going to damage it or anything?
Not a bit.
No. Is there going to be a performance enhanced? Of course, but how much, right? At the end of the day, the one thing that I absolutely agree with this treatment is through a barrel, you're 101, because if you have bad paint, which it all happens, or midday when it gets humid and your bore size changes or whatever the case may happen, when you turn around and you break a ball, the next one going through should clear it out, right? Nothing worse than turn around and getting in a firefight, having to pull your squeegee out, which really at a tournament you shouldn't even have on you, because when do you have time?
Yep,
right?
absolutely.
Or
right.
you're going to get hit in it.
Yep.
See, that's why I like Bobby on the team. Look how knowledgeable he is, man. And there he is, Mr. Kenny Stewart.
Good evening, Kenny.
Before you say anything, Kenny, and whatnot, Bob, and actually everybody else, how many of you all remember using car wax on the inside of your barrels just to so it would shoot clean easier?
Everybody did.
Rain-X.
Everybody
that too.
did that.
Rain-X. Pam. The list goes on.
It
I mean,
does.
this isn't a new concept. This is just a new product that's been done well enough to turn around and be applied, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If
Well,
there is a certain percentage that actually does change in performance, fantastic. What's the difference? Is it going to make that much? Like, how much money are you spending on this, really, right? Compared to regular maintenance, right? If you are balling all the time and you're whipping cases through your machine,
Yep.
if you don't lube it, it's like a car. It's like a race car. If you're running your race car all the time and you're not keeping it well oiled and well maintained, it's going to wear. If you have
Well-
a product that makes it wear less, what's the difference in using it?
Yeah. Well, what's
Well,
good about
why-
this is it impregnates the metal, whereas
Yeah.
when you
Well-
wax it, you're just putting a coat on it. This actually is supposed to impregnate the metal. So,
It does if you get the boom treatment and you send the parts off to him. But
yes.
the actual stuff
I did.
itself, that doesn't impregnate in
No,
because the
no.
metal's not
I'm
heated
talking
up.
about the boom treatment because that's what he just did on this guy here.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Well, more of like, I haven't, because I primarily shoot poppets and everything like that, all I've had to do is just re-grease. I haven't had to rebuild the rammer or anything in 9 months because this grease has just pretty much preserved. Even though I'm throwing cases through, I haven't had to rebuild my ram. I've done my HPR and stuff like that, and I use the oil in the HPR, and this thing humdings along, and I lower my dwell by at least 2 now in my marker because now it just runs so bloody good that I've just really found it to be quite a good product for even the price point compared to most other lubricants on the market
It
as
is.
well.
Yep, absolutely. Kenny, have you got to use it?
I have not had the chance.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
it doesn't make sense to worry about. It doesn't make sense to worry about your O-rings. If you're really worried about O-rings, use sex lube.
Yeah, I've been told that.
Anal ease. It's the best stuff out there. Works great.
As
I
long as
told
it's
you it was
light-
so
Steve
crazy.
starts drooling. What's going on here?
On that note, guys, it is 10 o'clock. I have to turn around and get myself out of here.
All right.
So-
See you later, Bobby. Thanks for popping in.
Bobby, it was
It's been a
great
pleasure
seeing you,
talking
buddy.
to you guys. And, keep your finger on the trigger. We'll talk soon.
All right, buddy. Stay safe, man.
Ciao, guys.
Stay safe, Bobby.
So for those of you that don't know, Bobby, who's bouncing out right now, when Skyball was happening, are you still here? You still hanging around for the story, Bobby?
No, I'm out.
Oh, okay. Because I got to stop
Figuring it
talking
out.
about you, but you're welcome to hang.
It's all good.
Well, I didn't get a chance to tell you guys this. When Skyball was happening and all the bunkers started to deflate, Bobby was actually working behind the scenes, and he was the guy that came up with the idea to grab the inner tubes and tie them all together. So in the first Skyball, when you watch old videos, originally it had all inflatable bunkers with hoses, and then all of a sudden you had these weird black turd looking things that were tied together with rope, which didn't look good at all, but it was better than no bunkers at all, which was what we had. And then the following year, what they decided to do was actually just have the bunkers, but they had sleeves for them. So they were a little deformed, but that being said, they were practically bulletproof, and they were a lot cheaper and stronger than just about any airfield that was out there at the time. So if anybody wonders why Bobby's cool, and not that he's not just obviously cool, but everybody wonder one of the things that he's contributed to paintball history, that's probably one of his single greatest achievements. Is he's the guy that saved Skyball 1.
Yeah, because you go up to you run into the bunker, and it was like hitting a marshmallow. You could actually fall into it.
Yeah, and they were starting to sag over.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You go like it was just incredible. So,
and this,
that was a good
and
one,
you're
though.
a tall guy, so those bunkers being short.
Yep, actually, that's where you and I met for the very first time.
Yep, I liked
Yep.
your shoes.
Yep, you like my shoes. I'll never forget that. I won't now. I was amazed when you told me that too, because I just met so many people up there and so many great people. So I was amazed to hear this story. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it's funny how we touch each other's lives, right?
Yeah,
Like
yep.
just
25 years later, 30 years later, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Long time
So
later.
Kenny, what's new? How you enjoying Michigan? And why the hell would you leave the South and all those biscuits and gravy?
It did. My family's up here, and we had to move closer to them.
Oh, that's cool.
But there's still biscuits and gravy up here.
It's not the same.
What
It's
part of
not.
Michigan? What part of Michigan, Kenny?
I'm just south of Saginaw.
Oh, okay. So you're not
It's
too far
about
then.
2 hours north of Detroit. Yeah.
And
Saginaw
Cooley
has
was up there by
about
your
100
track.
miles to the border.
Saginaw has an OHL hockey team. So does my town. So does Steve's town. So they play each other all the time.
Yeah. Oshawa Generals.
So they get to cross the
All
border.
right.
Why can't you guys?
No, they've canceled the season. They just canceled it today,
they really?
actually. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 2 years in a row. My company sponsors the local team and, well, it saved us money in 2 years. We haven't had to pay any sponsorship money, but it sucks because it's one of the good things for our small community to do is go down and watch the Peterborough Pete's play.
How's
And
the
the
COVID
Peterborough
up in your
Petes and the
area, Kenny?
Oshawa Generals hate each other.
Yeah.
Hate each other.
How's the COVID up in your area, Kenny? Is it real bad up there?
Um, it's getting bad, but it's doing all right here. I mean,
Because
we're,
out here in
a lot of
California,
local
it's
people have
opening
it.
up. Yeah, everything's
Yeah,
opening
it's
up
open
out
here,
so.
but there's still COVID.
Yeah, but it's still here too, but it's not like it was a couple of months ago, you know. So everybody's getting their shots and things kind of loosened up a little bit, which is cool. So have you got a chance to get your shots up there yet? Kenny? Have you got your shots yet?
I think Kenny's got a lag on
No,
us.
I have not.
No,
I think he's running about a 10-second lag.
No problem at all.
I'm not
I
getting
think you're
the
right.
because that's how the government tracks you.
My guess is they're tracking you anyhow, shot or no shot, Connor.
Yeah, that's true.
Valid.
You're a paintball player, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that, Kenny. Well, that's half the reason why we had the massive lockdown Australia-wide when it first started to kick off. It wasn't because there was a problem with the COVID outbreak. It was so the government could recharge the batteries on their spy pigeons.
There you go.
So
Kenny,
Kenny, have you set up your museum at your in Michigan yet, or?
No, we are looking for a place to put it.
A big place.
So hopefully in the next
Australia's pretty
next
big.
few months we'll find a place for it.
Yeah, but you can't import it, Connor.
Well,
that had to be half. That had to be half your move with the paintball stuff.
It was 126-foot. Yeah.
Wow. You know, that's what I was telling everybody earlier. First time I had you on my show, I thought you were in a shop. I could not believe you had glass cases, stuff on the walls. It's amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we have been at it for an hour and 10. Is there anything that anybody wants to discuss before we start shutting things down? Because I don't want to miss anything.
Well, Fred, you say you're going to World Cup.
Correct.
In that, do you have any predictions for World Cup as to who's going to probably take it out this year?
To be clarified, really. We're talking about the Woodsball World Cup.
Woodsball World Cup, yeah, and not really. There's a lot of good teams going there. I'm going there to obviously to play, and when I play hard all the time anyhow. But I'm really going there to be with a lot of my old sponsors and a lot of my old friends. That is the band. When we started putting the band together, that was the whole goal, was to bring people that I used to hang out with and were my sponsors all together. And they are all together. Tom Cage even coming out to hang out with us. It's going to be, and Gino's going to come and fill pods for us. So I am extremely looking forward to going there. It's going to be so cool, and to be with Bud Orr and Tim Schloss and Dan Colby and Bill Bailey, and it's going to be great.
I would have been there.
I know.
But
David Bell, David Bell's even going to be there. I hear Joe from J&J is going to be there. So it's going to be just like an old homecoming for me, because, all these guys we just kind of all came up in paintball together at that time. So I'm looking forward to it big time.
So Connor, Bud Orr is talking to you directly, asking what's a good time of year to visit Australia?
Pretty much for the coast and whatnot. November through to January, that's our summer months down here. And that's kind of like one of my favorite times of the year is through the summertime. So
Yeah, 'cause
November
we were just
onwards.
talking about coming over there. You know that I was talking to Bud. He hasn't been there. I haven't been there. We were
I
just
haven't
talking.
been there. Take me with you.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
a ticket. Get a ticket. Yeah, we were just talking about a month ago about going over there. So we'd hope
Yeah.
that you'd show us around if we do come there.
Absolutely, 100% would. Meet you all down in Sydney and have to try and rig it so that when you come over for hopefully Super Sevens will be on. We do have an XL in Australia. That's also making a big comeback down under, but it's only currently being played in Queensland and Victoria at the moment. But yeah, you'd love to see some of the Super Sevens as well as NXL, because especially where they're playing it in Queensland, there's some really, really nice locations and
Very cool. Very cool.
very, very good ballers. That's where my Raw All Stars are playing in the NXL up in Queensland, and definitely going to be going along and helping them out for that. So yeah, it'll be good, as well as their own Rush series that we have here.
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about just getting some tickets and flying over there. So maybe we'll talk more about it next month and see what happens.
Yeah,
so I'm going to say goodbye to all you guys. Kenny, it was great seeing you. Kenny, I want you back on my show again. You don't have to have your museum set up. You just got to have you, buddy. That's all. So, and I appreciate everything, guys. I appreciate you having me on tonight, Steve. It was very cool. JT, great seeing you as always.
Nice
you know
to see
that,
you as
buddy.
well.
Yeah,
I'm out as well, guys. Have a great one.
All right. But Fred, you got to give your call sign out. You always have to give your call sign out.
Oh, always. Play hard, play safe, play fair, but go play paintball. See you later. Bye now.
See you, Fred.
Bye, Fred.
Yep. This message has been Booney Boy approved. You guys have a good night.
Just for curiosity, well, we lost him. I was going to see if Connor was actually, I know they sent you a patch, which is rare because they're hard to get. Like those patches are not easy to get, even by members, just so you understand. But yep. But I was wondering if they've talked to you about making you one of the first members that are on the other side of the planet. Honorary, but still.
Secret love child of the Booney Boys down under.
Yeah.
Be like, that's one of the many things that we say. It's like, oh, have you ever had an Aussie kiss? And they're like, most of the foreign ladies are just like, no, what's that? And I said, it's like a French kiss, but down under.
Right.
Yes. Sometimes it works. Other times I've been slapped in the face with a glove, so it's just like merde, put down. But
I don't know where she pulls the glove out of.
Oh, neither do I. And it just come out of nowhere. But I mean, woman's handbag is like a bottomless sink. I was like surprised that she wasn't carrying a brick in there. Thank God she was not carrying a brick.
Yeah. All right, Kenny, we're losing you a little bit with regards to lag time, so we might as well start wrapping this show up. Anything that you want to say before you leave, good sir? I'll take that as a nope.
No, just thanks for having me on.
Oh, hey, glad to have you on. Next time, better connection, and we'll talk more. Can't wait to see how you set up the General Paintball Museum, because the last time it was fantastic. So hopefully COVID will lift soon, and I'll actually come down. I'll grab a few of the Booney Boys and a few other local heroes, and we'll roll down and actually be there and do it all together. So I think that'd be pretty cool.
Wow. Yeah, it would.
All right, Ed. Lag's killing me here. So I'm going to say goodnight. You have a good one, and I will talk to you later. Good sir. And Connor.
Yes.
Thanks for hanging out, my friend.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me again. And been a blast as always.
You got to talk to Bud or talk to you directly.
I know. Yeah,
Right?
pretty excited. I think.
You know what?
I think. Oh, sorry. You go.
That's okay. You know what I really love about you that reminds me of me is we've been in it for a while, maybe me a little bit more than you, and I've met all these people, but I still geek out every single time. Some of these fantastic people, they all want to slap me upside the head because it's like, dude, I'm just like you. And they're right.
Yeah.
And I get it, but I still geek out every single time, just a little bit.
Yeah, like it's like I know that they're mere mortals just like us, but it's like these people steered paintball at the most crucial times and like innovated the game, made it what it is today. And I've even been seeing in a lot of the comments, like, you know, a lot of people are just like, oh, you know, Fred, you're such a good ambassador for the sport. And it's like having these guys around, it's sort of, you know, I suppose too, because inevitably as time goes on, we do lose the greats. And it's like, I think a lot of the greats should be appreciated while we got them, you know, just to remind them that we're grateful for what they've done for the sport, and that, you know, yeah, we understand you're all mere mortals, but you mere mortals still changed the game for what it was and made it what it is today for us to enjoy it. And you just look at me as being on the other side of the world, and I'm playing a game that, you know, I can travel the world and go and play because everybody plays it. And
right,
I suppose too that the guys who invented the sport didn't expect that it was going to probably go this way and, you know, grow to something so big and all over the world.
I would disagree with you that. I would disagree with you there. Because if you take a look, like if you've watched John Amadea's Complete History of Paintball, and you look at the people that started, and when paintball started, the players were, a lot of them were celebrities. That was like, there was a lot of celebrities that played back then. Like, what's his name from the Bee Gees? I forget his first name. I always want to say, I always want to say Barry, but it wasn't Barry and it wasn't Andy. It was the third guy, and I always forget his name. But regardless, like, and he was a pro player in Florida. Like I honestly believe that they expected it to go big, but I don't think they expected how it was going to evolve. I think that's one of the main things about paintball that makes it different than any other sport. Paintball is its own animal. Anybody that tries to direct it or tries to tell it what to do or how to do it, paintball raises its two middle fingers and says, no, we are going to do what we want, how we want, when we want, and we will not be controlled. Like,
and I get lippy like the redheaded stepchild.
I love that, because every time somebody's tried to guide it or whatnot, like, I mean, they'll change rules and paintball will be like, yeah, whatever. Or like, you know, it just like, I don't want to attack tournament paintball because it's not fair. But they'll say, okay, we're going to put everything to air. We're going to put everything into speedball and airball, and that's great. And that's the tournament side of it. And they're like, okay, what we're doing is we're just going to completely ban all paintball guns that look like guns and whatnot, because it's a bad image for the sport. And paintball went, yeah, mag-fed, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Much,
like, and that's actually bigger than it's just paintball can't be controlled. That's the point.
You know, like also seeing that, like the whole side of it too, that like how trends come back in the sense of that.
Speaking of heroes that I geek out on, thank you, Caesar. Maurice Gibb.
Maurice, yep. I should have known that. The Bee Gees are Australian, so, you know.
I'm sorry.
But it's just, you know, with trends coming back in, like woods ball tournaments are coming back, and the mechanical stuff, and It's sort of like people are scrambling now to get their original. We're going to ban biscuits and gravy too.
I hate you, Andy. I hate you. Don't even tease.
But yeah, it's just those things that are coming back into fashion. But it's like the mechanical and the woodsball stuff is like literally the grassroots of where it all began.
Well, that's the thing. Have you watched TM40 Life to the Full yet?
No, not as yet. I will.
Okay, you do subscribe to the Patreon if I remember correctly, though, right? It came out yesterday. Yeah, it came out yesterday. And we actually talk about that with Fight Club started, but Tim Montresor was fighting to bring back a lot of paintballers that felt isolated, and they talk about that in the show, and how he brought ICC back because paintball is paintball. And Paintball said, specifically Tim Montresor in this case, but Paintball said, this is how we want to play. We will not be told how to play. We are going to play the way we want to play. And there's room for every style. Just, you cannot tell us that this is the only way. We're going to play stock class. We're going to play mag fed. We're going to play airball. We're going to play hyperball. We're going to play mechanical. We're going to play the way we want to play, and screw you to anybody that tries to tell us no. And I love that. So,
yeah.
All right, my friend.
Right.
Any parting words?
If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window.
That's just creepy, bud.
All
right, man. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, everybody. That is my show for the night. I think it was a lot of fun. I just wanted to relax, have some random people on if they would come. I wanted to try to talk to as many people as I could in the comments. Didn't quite happen as much as I would have liked, but that being said, I had some great guests on. There was some great conversation. We talked about some cool things, and I just had a great night. And if I had a great night, I assume that you out there enjoyed it as well. So on that note, I'm going to go and I am going to get myself something to drink, and I'm going to have myself a snack, and I'm going to get ready for bed. So until next time, play with passion, everybody. And, keep your paint dry. Bye now.